Hi guys! So today I'm here sharing another lovely one of the Creative Stamping magazines, and this one is the newest one out, issue 147. This one just got dropped through my door just yesterday and I was so excited to receive this one. One of the 5 cards that I made for this magazine made it to the front cover. Oh, it's just so amazing. This never gets old for me. I really loving this. Now, I made 5 cards for this issue, which I will very quickly show in a minute, but then I will attach a video that I had recorded way back when I had to submit this commission, where I talk in a little bit more detail about all 5 of the cards and how I made them. But first I want to show you what are we getting with this issue. So it is this gorgeous A4 stamp set, and the theme to it is Sky's the Limit. And you can see how perfect this is for so many occasions. I will walk you through the sentiments and the images. So this is not only perfect for birthdays. We have a happy birthday sentiment. We have a wishing you a happy birthday, which goes with this rainbow one in here. And then we have all the planes, which would be perfect to make masculine cards. But we also have different sentiments. To me, this is giving vibes of someone finishing their studies now, starting new adventures, or going traveling. Reach for the stars. We have the sky's the limit, fly high, aim high, and you can see how perfect that is with the hot air balloon, the moon and the stars, and all the different birds, the planes and the rainbow as well. But also, if someone is feeling a little bit down or going through some hardship, we have a sentiment to say every cloud has a silver lining, I'm here to lift you up. Or if we are just wanting to say thank you to someone, you brighten my day. How gorgeous is that sentiment? It's so perfect and fitting. And we also have a happy Father's Day, because this stamp set would be perfect for masculine cards as well, and I will show you some in the magazine that was already made by someone. So as for the images, first of all, we have this one from the Crafty Individuals. Let me tell you the size of this one. So this one is about 4 3/4 by 3.5 inches. So it's perfect for an A6 size card. And this is perfect. This is the stamp that I used and made it to the front cover. It was a really lovely card. My daughter loved it that much. I had to make her another one of those. I don't know where she's put it now, but she has one of those put away somewhere. And then we have hot air balloon, moon and stars. We have another lovely one, which could be the earth, which could be the moon. I used it as a moon on one of my cards. We have plane, we have several of these birds, we have 2 clouds, and then we have 2 of these smaller planes. And then we have a larger bird. We have this rainbow, which is you can use as individual stamps. And we have these trees, like first I couldn't figure out what this one was, but these are trees looking up, so this here image would give you a better clue. So this is as looking up to the sky, maybe lying on the ground. So it is a really lovely one. I didn't use this stamp on my cards, but I want to show you. So this is the stamp set that I already had. I just want to show you how the parts of the rainbow come apart. So you can use just some of them, you can use all of them. Like, you have so many lovely ways of using this rainbow. You can even add the sentiment, replace that smaller one in there, or stamp it on top of that, obviously. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with this stamp set. I really enjoyed working with it. And now I'm going to flip through the magazine just very quickly. So first I'm going to show you my makes. So the Scenic Skies use this issue's bumper set of paper downloads to create quick cards with stylus. So I had to create cards that are very quick to make and use the papers. So in this issue is included lots of papers that you can download, which some of them I will show in that video that I am attaching to this one. And they are gorgeous papers, sentiments, and that's what I had to use to make my cards. So this one is like a stepper card. This one is then made the front, and I used the Crafty Individuals stamp from the stamp set. For this one is a split front card, which I used hot air balloon and 2 of the Clydes and some glitter and shine and sparkle, of course. So then I made a square card with the plain, and I created this little frame to go around it. I think this one turned out so pretty. I think that one was probably my favorite out of the 5. I really loved creating this card, but as I said, you'll see them in more detail just in a minute. I've created an art-shaped card, and this one is a shaker one, and this one says every Clyde has a silver lining, and I silver stamped and heat embossed those Clydes in there. And last but not least, we have, and this one was quite a small one. I was asked not to make the cards too big for this issue. So this is a hexagonal card with the plain, this one, and this bird. Flying towards each other, flying up to the sky, fly high, dream big. This is where I use that moon stamp and some of the stars in the background, make them a little sparkly with a sparkling embossing powder. So I will show you all of those in detail just in a second, but first I'm going to show you other ways you can use this stamp set. So we have Vanessa in here who shares 5 different ideas to create your own sky backgrounds for the cards. If you don't like printing your pattern papers, which there's a lot of sky themed included in this magazine, but if you don't want to or you can't print them out, you can create your own backgrounds, and there's a lot of lovely ideas on how to do just that. Next up, we have Mel, who adds dimension and over-the-edge detail to these feminine cards. So you can see how the hot air balloons go over the edge of the card, and also these Clydes over the aperture in the card. I'm not sure if the camera picks up, but you can see it lovely on the picture. And then we have one card where she added dimension using the Crafty Individuals stamp. And then she used the trees in there, and that's a lovely way of using them. And also she made some pop-up card in here. How lovely is this? So she used the stamps from the rainbow that I showed you in there. Then next up are my cards. Then we have Sarah, who adds gilding wax to give clean and simple cards a metallic effect. Oh, how lovely. I really am yet to experiment with gilding waxes. It's not something I use, so I look forward to reading through these cards. I love the color combinations that she had to use in that. It's gorgeous with the blues and the purples and some gold. Really nice. And then we have Gemma, and this one is the one that I mentioned earlier on. She made some masculine cards. Just how lovely are they? So with the images and using certain of the papers or some color combinations, these are the perfect way to create some masculine cards for birthdays, for Father's Day coming up just in June. So it's really, really nice. And then last but not least, we have Sarah here, who used the rainbow stamp from the set to create all these lovely cards in all different ways. So you can see how she just stamped onto the background, or she stamped, cut it out, and added it onto the background and individually. It's just so lovely, and I can see that she worked with like a rainbow color theme, so it is just absolutely perfect to go with that stamp, and I love every single one of them. I really look forward to reading through these ones as well, what all different ways you can use the rainbow stamp. And shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll show you. Next month we have something really, really epic coming up. I really love this one. It's gnome themed stamps, but I'm not gonna give you away anything more of that. But what I do want to point out is the Card Maker of the Year competition has been advertised. So these are 2 of last year's winners, Svetlana and Vicky. But for 2025 you can already apply. You can find all the details on how to apply either in one of these magazines by Practical Publishing, or go to craftworld.com to find out more about how you can apply, what is it that you need to do to win some lovely goodies, and for a chance to be able to be featured in these magazines, because it's been such an amazing journey. I highly recommend that you go give it a go, give it a try, because it really, really is worth it. So I was asked to create 5 quick to make cards using the papers and the stamps. Papers are the digital papers from, oh, and this one was my colorway in here. The papers are digital papers, and I, as you can see, have loads and loads left over. We also have some sentiments to print out. So there's loads and loads included in this kit, and I really loved working with this. This is very different. I don't think I ever worked with a theme like this, and this one was so refreshing to do so. So I'm going to show you the 5 cards that I made for this issue. So this one was the first one. So I was asked to make not too big cards. So a couple of them could be A6 size and in around there. So not to have them too large. So this one is an A6 size stop folding card. And I removed this section from here. I just cut it out with my trimmer, leaving about 3/4 of an inch of a section on that side and the rest on the right side. And this card was inspired by cards that I made in the past, and I've posted tutorials of split front cards. They were split at an angle, and that's what I was trying to do for this one, but somehow it just didn't work for this theme with the hot air balloon. I thought it was much better to leave it just nice and straight. So you can see I added some holographic strips on either side, and there's an acetate. I added an acetate this time as well. I added lots of glitter, Crystallina glitter to the hot air balloon, as well as aqua markers for the coloring, and I added some Sky's the Limit glitter to the clouds, which is very matchy because the theme of the stamp set is Sky's the Limit as well. So I have some silver AB rhinestones, and I have the Sky's the Limit sentiment stamped and heat embossed with black ink and clear embossing powder, as all the images are also. On the inside I added this pattern paper to cover up this area, for what you can see from behind the window. And I added some, I don't know if you can pick up on those holographic stars as well, just for something to catch the eye. And I stamped the sentiment in here just using black ink. So I think this turned out so pretty. It stands up nicely, it displays lovely. I really loved how this card turned out. So for my second card, I made a square one. And this one measures 6 inches. So this is a 6-inch top folding square card. I'm trying to get this out of my way. And what I done in here, I added pattern paper, but I heat embossed the edges, just very rough heat embossing in there. So I just went with my embossing pen rind. I wasn't going for a straight edge. I really love that look, and it is a silver, polished silver embossing powder. It looks so nice. I created a white frame, a larger one and a smaller one, and then on a smaller one, using the stamps, the little stars, I stamped all over with embossing ink, and heat emboss using polished silver embossing powder. I used blue ink just to add color to it. Glued it onto the larger frame, and then I popped it all up on foam pads. I added a bit of vellum on the background there. As you can see, I just stored the edges, so you can see the theme going right on this card. I just stored the edges just against the ruler and left it real rustic looking. And then I added the frame on top of that. That muted the background down for me, so the image wasn't really overpowering in there, but the image really nicely stands out, but you can still pick up on the background in there, which is so lovely. So I used Distress Oxide inks to color in the image in there. I added a happy birthday sentiment stamped and heat embossed with black onyx ink and clear embossing powder, the image and the sentiment. And then I added a slightly larger pattern paper behind the sentiment, you can see, and again just with those torn edges. Finished off with some silver rhinestones, and I think this is so gorgeous. This could be really good for males as well, so real good idea for a masculine card. I really love that one. So number 3, again I have an A6 card So this is an A6 top folding card base, but I added this bit to it. So when it displays, it sits like this. So this is what you would see from the front. How gorgeous is this? So you can see how it stands up nicely. And what we have in here is the crafty individual stamp from the set. So the one that I pointed out, I was asked to use this at least once on the cards. So I white heap embossed it on pattern paper, and then I took the stamp again and I used Distress Oxidings. The colors are listed in the description of in the magazine. And I color heat embossed this. You can see the two-toned colors on that one, and then I clear heat embossed it, cut it out, and I added it on foam pads on top of that one. And then I also use pattern paper and just white cardstock in there. And then for the front, I cut out one of the printed sentiments, Let's Go on an Adventure, and I added some pattern paper as well from the same one as I added in the background in there. And what I really loved doing on this one, I could not find any rhinestones that would have matched this for me. So I just used plain white ones, and I heat embossed them using Chinese lantern embossing powder. That's not something I've ever done before on rhinestones, and I was so excited. It really got me going, because wow, this is something that I can really start using more often in my crafting. What a great idea to have matching rhinestones and embellishments on your cards. So this is card number 3, and again I think this is very good again for women, but also would be a lovely masculine make as well. For card number 4, I did a shaker card, so you can pick up on all that lovely glittery stars in the background in there. So what we have here is an arch-shaped card, just stands up beautifully. It's attached on the top, and then I added pattern paper onto the background. Then I created the frame, to which I added heat resistant acetate, and I actually heat embossed the birds and the sentiment onto the acetate. I silver heat embossed the clouds on a separate cardstock, and I glued them on behind this frame, and then I added the acetate. So these are here on the front, they are not behind the acetate. I added lots of glittery sparkly stars as my shaker elements. Created 2 frames to go around the window. The larger one is holographic, I hope you can pick up on that, and the thinner one in the middle is that same pattern paper as we have in the background, so it's matching really nicely. And I just finished it off with some blue rhinestones, and again this is a lovely shaker card. And for my last card, I created a small hexagon one. Again, stands up just like so, displays beautifully. So this one is quite simple. I was asked to make quicker to make cards, and I think this was quite quick to make. So this is not too large either. Again, I'm gonna give you the measurements. This is 5 inches at the larger points in there. So this is quite lovely wee card post. We have a 5-inch hexagon, a slightly smaller pattern paper. Then we have an even smaller white hexagon measuring 4 inches, and then a slightly smaller pattern paper, and these two are popped up on foam pad. I white stamped with white pigmenting the full moon and some of the stars. I hope you can pick up on the background in there. And then I clear sparkle heat embossed them. And I covered all that small hexagon in there. For the plane and the bird, I used Memento ink pad, black Memento ink pad, and some alcohol markers to color them in. And again, I cut out one of the printed sentiments that say "Fly high, dream big." And also this one is popped up on foam pads, and so is the plane. I think it's lovely, dimensional, a quick make, but it's really, really gorgeous. So I'm going to bring in all the cards. This one was card number 5, card number 4, number 3, which is this very simple but gorgeous fun fold. Number 2 was our square card. I think this one is the largest card of the 5. This is a 6 by 6 inch square. And then the first one is the split front A6 card. I really hope you like these cards, and if you do let me know in the description box below which one of these is your favorite. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will be back very soon with another one. Until then, bye!